Well, with me now to discuss all this is our science and technology editor, Tom Clark. What a day, Tom. Extraordinary stuff.
Such
a really
excitement.
a really big moment for India. What a breakthrough. And they've now released new images, haven't they, from the surface of the moon?
That's right. We've got our first ever image from the surface of near the south pole of the moon, on the, in the dark side of the moon. This is the image from the lander. It only arrived in the last 5 minutes or so. We've been wondering, why we hadn't seen anything earlier. Apparently, the landing, it hovered for a while, kicked up a lot of moon dust, and they were waiting 4 or 5 hours for that dust to settle before they wanted to send back any images. So this is the first image we've got. That's the shadow of one of the legs of the lander. You can see in the right-hand corner there. If I'm not blocking it from the camera, that's that. We also got some images as the lander was descending that came in the last hour. I think we can see them in sequence, taken from above, maybe. Yeah, here we go. So this is the first of those images. If we move through to the next, you can see the kind of journey of the lander as it went down. They're quite wobbly because it was moving around.
We'll forgive them.
Well, this is it. It was having to constantly adjust. I mean, this was an automatic procedure. It was being guided by an AI, effectively, trying to put this thing on the surface as it got closer. And as we now know, it successfully touched down. But this important thing, seeing this image, we know they're communicating with it. We know that it wasn't just a success in landing. The thing is working, and that's obviously the next best thing they could have hoped for as well.
And how significant is this achievement for India, and why is it such a big deal?
Enormous.
Reaching the South Pole.
Yeah, enormous because it's very hard to do, and it puts India in a very exclusive club of space landing nations. But it's also about where they landed. So if we look at this map, this is where everyone has landed before. The blue and red dots and the yellow for China, that's USA, USSR, and China have landed there before. India, Chandrayaan-2 was the one that failed. Chandrayaan-3, right down there at the South Pole. It's important, first because no one's ever been there, but also if there's ice on the moon, water ice, that's where it would be. But the other significant thing I want to point out is just how busy the moon is getting right now. There's almost a queue of traffic heading this way. The technology is getting cheaper, but also there's a lot more interest in the moon and commercial opportunities. So let's just quickly take a look at that. We had, obviously, Japan only in May lost a mission crashed into the moon that was trying to get there, a commercial-backed mission. As we know, just on Saturday, Russia lost Lunar 25, its bid to beat India to the moon. India's now arrived, of course, but it doesn't end there because we've got Japan on Saturday this week heading there again. We've got November, we've got a US mission launching to Mars, another mission to send astronauts around the moon by the US next year, and China, which has already demonstrated its prowess as a lunar country, also has plans for a robotic mission and future manned missions in the next decade or so. And the reason for the excitement, if you can get to that water, and if there is abundant water there, that allows you potentially to put humans based on Mars. Water allows you water to drink, you can make oxygen to breathe, but you could also potentially make fuel from that. Once you can make fuel, you can send cheaper missions because you can fly back from the moon to Earth and not have to carry your fuel with you, or go all the way to Mars and deep space exploration. But it also raises a slightly worrying and controversial subject of whether people want to extract resources on the moon, and that's one to watch, especially as it becomes commercialised.
And I guess, what's the next step for India? Are they set to become a space superpower now?
I mean, there are other... I mean, it would be... I don't think anyone in India would disagree with me to say they are technologically behind the USA, and certainly in terms of... and China as well, in terms of the sheer sort of amount they've devoted to space. But they are catching up very fast, and this demonstrates that. They've done this extremely innovatively and cheaply. It shows that they are in that race and that they are open for business in terms of Indian companies, etc. So it's a big step forward. And they'll also want to start doing science for this mission. They've got about 2 weeks before the lunar day ends. It's 14 days, the lunar day. Once it gets too cold, they will lose the light they need and the warmth they need for this mission to operate. So they'll be very excited about getting some science out of that. But yeah, big moment for India.
Big moment and fascinating stuff. Tom, thank you.